Hi, Brentan.
Hello. Hello. Hello.
Another day, another Stoic.
It's July 29th,
Perfect.
and today we're going to talk about a cure for the self. Seneca says, "The person who has practiced philosophy as a cure for the self becomes a great soul, filled with confidence, invincible, and greater as you draw near."
Greater than
And greater as you draw near.
as you draw near.
Invincible and greater. Maybe that's what he's saying, invincible and greater, like somehow almost like larger than life as you draw nearer to the thing. I don't know.
Draw near. Is that is it bow? Is it a bow thing? Like you draw near or something? I don't know. Something about drawing.
You know, it really
sure.
could be. That's the part of this. That's the one part that gives me the question mark. Everything else kind of makes sense.
But it's also not really that significant
Yeah.
what that is because as you come closer or as you live life or whatever that thing is. Yeah.
I love that he's talking about here, like, you become a great soul, you're filled with confidence, and, like, you're invincible.
Yeah.
Because, like, so much of what they talk about is, like, doing the right thing. But they don't tell you what that right thing makes you feel inside. And here it's like, I get to feel confident and invincible.
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Yeah. That sounds very nice. Yeah. That's, I mean, if that's the outcome, then sign me up, you know. Not that we should focus on outcome, but if that's the goal, then amazing.
Yeah. And I do feel more of that in my life. I do feel more confident. And I do feel more invincible. And by invincible, I just mean, like, there's more of a sense of, like, I can handle this. I used to, like, freak out about a lot of different situations. And, like, the thought, I can't deal with this. I can't figure this out. I can't handle this. These types of thoughts used to be a pretty frequent thing. And I'm encountering those thoughts less and less. And it's more so like, oh, I can do this. Or like, what would this take? Or it's more curious. It's more interested, investigative. There's less insecurity and freaking out and anxiety that comes with the other stuff.
That's cool. That's good. So you see like big changes actually in life, in other, not just understanding it by reading it and discussing it, but also like you're applying it someplace, consciously or subconsciously, but somehow you see results of like, hey, you're calmer and more confident and less anxiety and yeah.
And I have less of those thoughts of, I can't do this.
I can't do that, yeah. You have less of those. Yeah. I have this very similar experience with that too. Like, yeah, I it's not that I'm applying it, it is being applied. Like, that's how I'm, like, and it's funny because, like, kind of part of me wants to, like, I want to be the one who's applying it so I can kind of, like, take credit for it or something. Like, hey, I got, like, this helped me and I helped myself, right? Yes, I helped myself.
I am the silverback gorilla.
Yes. Winston.
Yeah.
But it is just being applied, us discussing it and talking about it, reading it and doing this podcast and actually having the discipline of doing this is actually the work that needs to be done in order for it to start being applied. But it's being applied.
Yeah.
Like, I literally am not doing anything, but I am noticing that that situation didn't make me feel like total crap, right? Like, that, it was a difficult situation and difficult conversation, but we were able to move from it and get something normal out of it. Nobody's angry, right? Like, that's great. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. Like, my reaction to failure is still like really intense
The
sometimes.
relationship is still kind of like,
but
this relationship I have with it.
But it's definitely gotten way better, like significantly better. And then also what after a failure, there's like this moment, it goes from like, I can't do this, I'm a worthless piece of shit, I quit, I'm done.
This is what used to happen?
This is, yeah, I mean, to some degree, there's still there's flavors of this, 100%.
Okay.
But it goes there to, I'm done, I quit. And then it's like a spring is born or something, and then like, I'm like, I can do this. What do I learn? What do I change? What do I do differently? And like that whole thing of like the learning after the I quit has become much more like fertile. Like it just seems like there's much more like, ooh, I can try this. Okay, yeah, totally. I can shift my focus over here. Got it. Okay.
So
oh, I'm excited to do
you
that.
You have some paths forward from that.
And I always used to, but it used to be like, oh, I guess I can try this.
So it wasn't exciting.
I guess I can do that.
It was not exciting to go on that new path, to try the new path. It was kind of like a chore.
Yeah, and like there was less ideas. Like now there just seems to be a lot more ideas.
That's cool. Okay. Good stuff, man. Okay, and do you have anything else on the quote?
I'm feeling good.
Cool. All right, Mr. Ryan, what do you got for us?
What is a cure for the self? Perhaps Seneca means that through nature and nurture, we develop a unique set of characteristics, some positive and some negative. When those negative characteristics begin to have consequences in our lives, some of us turn to therapy, psychoanalysis, or the help of a support group. The point? To cure certain selfish, destructive parts of ourselves. But of all the avenues for curing our negative characteristics, philosophy has existed the longest and helped the most people. It is concerned not just with mitigating the effects of a mental illness or a neurosis, but it is designed to encourage human flourishing. It's designed to help you live the good life. Don't you deserve to flourish? Wouldn't you like to be a great soul, filled with confidence and invincible to external events? Wouldn't you like to be like the proverbial onion packed with layers of greatness? Then practice your philosophy.
Yeah, because ultimately, like, what we might say, like, all of our habits, like bad habits, and then which might then lead into neuroses and mental health and depression and all of that stuff, or there are we grew up in these environments that created this depressive state, right? And now we're created bad habits on top of it to kill it with alcohol or mute it down or something, right? Or with drugs and different learned behavior to cope with the pain of where we grew up and how we grew up, and what beliefs we have. And then, changing it is really difficult. That's kind of what we were talking about the other day. And then this is where, in theory, like therapy comes in, or philosophy. Now, studying philosophy and practicing philosophy, right? Because practicing is essentially going out to the world and actually trying to do it, right? That's the practicing part. That might be for many, and I think that he's right. Like that helped probably the most people because people picked it up on themselves. But there are also people who need help, because they are far beyond to pick up the philosophies because they're so focused on the pain that they're going through.
Well, philosophy is taught in a very generalized way where you as the student need to come figure out what the philosopher is talking about.
Yeah, philosophy is like pull your the bootstrap quote.
Versus therapy is like a trained professional goes to you and says, okay, what's the specific pain that you're dealing with and where did it come from in your life? And so he's also saying therapy's newer. So I think it's a little disingenuous to say, well, philosophy's helped more people because it's like, well, yeah, it's because it's been around longer.
Sure, right.
So, you know, in any case, both.
Nothing. That's not to say.
Both
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. That's
Both
great.
great.
Yeah. Good stuff. That was a good one.
Nice.
I like it.
Let's wrap
Cool.
it up.
Yeah. Cool.